Hello, and welcome to the series where I teach my mom how to crochet. This is the right-handed tutorial. To start, you will need some yarn, a crochet hook in a matching size, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. To figure out what size crochet hook to use, just look at the back of the packaging for the yarn and it should tell you. We're going to start by making what's called a slip knot, so hold your yarn like this, and then you're going to twist the loop, grab the working end with your thumb and index finger, and pull through. Then insert your hook into the loop that you made and pull tight on the working end. Now you are ready to start crocheting. First stitch that you'll need to learn is the chain stitch. Start by yarning over. So you're going to wrap the yarn around the hook clockwise, and then you're going to use the crochet hook to pull that strand through the first loop that you had made. Now we're going to make 11 total chain stitches. The end product will actually be 10 stitches wide, but in order to make 10 stitches, we need an 11th turning stitch in order to give room for the yarn to be able to wrap around to the next row. Once you've made your 11 chain stitches, we're going to start single crocheting. To do this, you're going to insert your hook into the second stitch from the hook. And if you're a little confused about where to put your hook, don't worry, it should look something like this. Once you've inserted your hook into the stitch, you're going to yarn over again and pull through just the stitch that you inserted the hook into. Then yarn over again and pull through both of the loops on the hook. If you're having trouble figuring out where to insert your hook for the second stitch, just hold your hook parallel to your work and it should be a little easier to visualize. And then you're just going to repeat that process until you have 10 single crochets all the way across. After making 10 single crochets, you are going to create your turning stitch by chaining 1. Then flip your work over so you're still working right to left and you're ready to start the next row. For the third row, you're going to insert your hook into both sides of the stitch. So if you look at your work from the top down, the stitches should look like little V's, and you're going to insert into both sides of that V and resume single crochet. This time, inserting your hook will look like this. Like with the last row, you are going to want to make sure that you start from the second stitch from the hook to allow for that turning stitch. Here I've made a total of 10 rows, and now the next step is going to be to tie off your project. Once you've made that final chain stitch, you're going to pull up a loop just by pulling up on your hook, and then grab the tail end of your yarn. You'll know that you're grabbing the right one because it doesn't move, and pull that stitch tight. Then just grab your scissors and cut that loop. And now you can grab the working end of your yarn and pull it out. This last step is super important. You're going to weave in the ends. So grab your yarn needle and thread it with either one of the ends of your project. And then you're just going to weave that piece of yarn back and forth about 3 or 4 times, trying to go through the densest part of the stitches so that way you hide the extra yarn that you're putting in there. The very last step is going to be to pull the yarn tight, and then you're going to grab your scissors and snip off the yarn close to the project. And then once you stretch out your project, that little end of yarn will pull back into the rest of the stitches and be nice and hidden. And you'll repeat the same exact steps for the other end. And that is the very basics of crochet. Thank you for watching, and I love you, Mom. Okay, bye!